Love having a gavel. Makes me feel important. Okay, I would like to welcome everyone to our Thursday, March 26th, Roanoke Valley-Alleghany Regional Commission board meeting. I am so happy to see each and every one of you. I'm wearing green today because it's time we move into spring, right? We got green over here. So we're going to be there in our mindset and do what we do best in our localities, right? Okay, so I call the meeting to order, and if we could do a roll call, please, Jeremy.
Yeah. Mr. McFadden. Mr. Griffith.
Here.
Mr. Nicely.
Here.
Mr. LaRue. Ms. Rotman.
Here.
Mr. Collins. Mr. Spence. Mr. Lips.
Here.
Mr. Carter. Mr. Pedler. Chair Smith.
Here.
Mr. Sandy.
Here.
Mr. D. Martin.
Here.
Mr. North.
Here.
Mr. Osborne.
Present.
Ms. Shepherd. Mr. Dressler. Mr. Volson.
Here.
Surgeon.
Here.
Vice Mayor Wires. Ms. Dirt.
Here.
Vice Mayor Green.
Here.
Mr. Holliday.
Here.
Ms. King.
Here.
Ms. Loudermilk.
Here.
Mr. Monroe. Painted. Mr. Wood. Mr. Clements. Mayor Gross. Here. Mr. Peters. We have it for you.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. For the benefit, we certainly have our guest speaker with us today, but for the benefit of her and anybody else, if we could just go around the table quickly, introduce yourself and tell us your locality, origin for being on this board, if you would. Mr. Sandy, start.
Yep. Steve Sandy, Franklin County Administrator.
Woody Lips, I'll be your Craig County representative today.
Brad Gross, Mayor of Town of Benson.
Debbie Loudermilk, Town of Clifton Forge.
James Griffith, Allegheny County Board of Supervisors.
Dean Martin, Roanoke County.
Bill North, Roanoke County.
Peter Ballson, Roanoke City.
Lori Smith, Franklin County.
Jeremy Holmes right here, the Regional Commission.
Virginia Mullen,
Lee Osborne, Roanoke County.
Linda Rothman, Bonnet County Board of Supervisors.
Brandon Nicely, Buttercup County Board of Supervisors.
Dawn Erdman, City of Roanoke.
D. King, City of Salem.
Barbara Dirk, City of Roanoke.
Hunter Holiday, Salem City Council.
Anne Marie Green, Salem City Council. Let's do staff.
Sherry Shannon, Regional Commission.
Amanda McGee with the Regional Commission.
Bailey Medeiros, Regional Commission.
Anna Balder, Regional Commission.
Aaron, Regional Commission. Andrea, Regional Commission. Jessica Mihara, Regional Commission. Amaya Matthews, Regional Commission.
Okay, very good. There will be a test. Guys, hang on to that. Okay, thank you all very much for indulging the attendees, excuse me, in the room. Next on the agenda is consideration of remote attendance, which we have none today. So we're going to move past that item. We'll move on to item 3, action requested. You have on your consent agenda approval of this agenda, the minutes, the financial reports, and an update on rural transportation planning and work program. I'll call your attention specifically to the approval of the agenda. And just say, if there's anything on here you want to pull, number one, for further discussion, please let me know that. And particularly if you want additions to the agenda, please let me know that as well. We'll pull that for that to be amended. So any of those things, do you wish to go ahead and approve the consent agenda?
Maybe accepted.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is voice vote okay on this?
Yes.
Okay, so all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And all those opposed, like sign. Okay, thank you all very much. Okay, we're down to my remarks. I've got a couple things to share with you all. As part of our recent strategic planning work, staff has worked to develop a set of organizational values, and I think you have a copy of that at your place. I'm seeing Dane in front of you, you've got that right there. And it's going to help to drive our performance and our organizational culture. So after working through draft value statements last December, the staff approved 6 organizational values that are illustrated. The values are aspirational and they're going to drive our project delivery. Will also be incorporated into our employee evaluation process, have already been incorporated into our recruitment efforts to attract and evaluate candidates. And copies of the 6 values are available at each of your seats for your reference. And I can't tell you how strongly and proud, I'm very proud of this. You all worked so hard last year on our strategic planning. And now we've got Mr. Osborne and the work group working diligently to do even a heavier load, carrying a heavier load. And so these values, I think, very much represent the strength and the embodiment of what we've come here to do on that month. The next thing I have is after much consideration due to the declining attendance at commission, the baseball game in Salem. We've decided to stop that event. We want to express our sincere appreciation, of course, to the city of Salem. They've been very gracious to us, and they've done this for many, many years. We know that there's certainly opportunities for we as commissioners to engage socially and informally with each other, and we continue to feel that that's vitally important from a relationship perspective to build a strong commission. And I'm giving some, and I know the executive committee, we're kind of thinking about, and we'll probably poll you all at some point to kind of see what's on your mind about some things that we could do, even if it's just once annually to start with, but it is all geared towards social interaction, relationship building, and that kind of thing. So if you have any ideas or you'd like to do something from your locality as an example, let us know. We would very much like to supplant the baseball game with something else, but we just don't know what yet. So help us get there if you have any recommendations. I think that's what I just said. Okay, so that's my report. Thank you. And at this point in time, it is my distinct honor. We have some awards to be presented. We have Maya from, are you gonna come up? Jeremy, have you?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
The commission has received a couple of awards in the last month, so we're gonna ask the staff that were involved in receiving those awards to describe a little bit of what that recognition is. And we're gonna start with Maya.
Hi everyone, I'm Amaya Matthews, planner here at the Regional Commission, and I'm honored to share with you all that we here at the Regional Commission were awarded the Hunton Life Saving Crew Vanguard Award, which is named after the very first African-American life-saving crew here in Roanoke, Virginia, with the Young Black Doctors of ROA, which is a nonprofit that helps young African-American men in high school get exposed to the medical industry. And so we were awarded this at their annual gala due to our Title VI work and ADA accommodation works that we do here at the commission. So, and I just want to say thank you to all of you, because that would not be possible without all of your cooperation and collaboration as a region. So
Thank you.
And then Andrea.
Andrea, yes.
So we can stand back there.
Yes.
Oh, you want to, there we go.
So, I received, well, the Regional Commission received the Neighborhood Partnership Awards. This is from the Roanoke City Neighborhood Advocates Group. They take in consideration multiple projects that happen within the city of Roanoke, and we were awarded this prize because of the Better Bus Stops for Neighborhoods project that we've been working in collaboration with Valley Metro and the Arts Commission for the past 4 years. So, yeah, very happy to be with us.
It's the fruits of our labor, right? All of the hard work that our staff does. I am so proud of you all. And I know that it's more than just you, I get that, but you all are just wonderful, shining examples of the end results of what we all come here to do. So congratulations. to both of you. Thank you. Okay, very good. Mr. Holmes, your executive director, please, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have just a couple of things I wanted to report on from the recent National Association of Development Organizations Washington Conference that happened At the end of February. So NATO is one of the associations to which the Regional Commission belongs, largely around community economic development works. They work with regional organizations across the state, or those who receive EDA funds. The Washington Conference is an opportunity to both do some skills building and professional development, but we also, some of us choose to go up to the Hill for a day and meet with staff and our congressional representatives, and Senate representatives. So I joined some folks from VAPDC up on the Hill, and NATO also provides us just a general flavor of what's happening at the federal level, policy that potentially could impact us. So I wanted to share a couple of items. The first, if you were at the TPO, you heard us talk a little bit about the transportation reauthorization that's working its way through right now. That current legislation that funds transportation expires in September. So Congress is working on what that next bill looks like. For the commission, there's some optimism around the funding of rural planning organizations. So if you were here at 1 o'clock, you were in the TPO or the MPO, the Metropolitan Planning Organization, around urban areas. I think Ohio is one of the only states that has funding around rural transportation planning organization. We've been, a lot of organizations have been lobbying Department of Transportation to provide additional planning funds to support its rural localities. You'll see later on the agenda, for example, when we talk about the rural work program, how much money we as an organization receive to do rural planning. We don't know what that number is, but there's a lot more optimism around some funding structure being adopted in this reauthorization. So that would be brand new funds, likely come to us to be able to support our rural organizations. We probably have a TPO-like rural planning board, policy board like we have for the urban area to help drive some of those decisions. So that's exciting that we're optimistic about it.
And if I may interrupt,
Yes.
As you pursue that, all of our rural localities represented. I know that we are all happy to bolster and pass resolutions in our localities, to see this to fruition if we get to that point.
We're between NATO and AMPO, which is the Association of Metropolitan Planning Organizations. They've got a lot of support for this advocacy. So as they are figuring out when the right point to plug in at the federal level is, I'll definitely be back to
Just
this.
tell them to call me, I'll tell them. It was supposed to be done yesterday.
So that's good news that we're moving in the right direction there. Similarly, as I mentioned, we get Economic Development Administration funding as what's called an EDD, the Economic Development District. We get $70,000 a year from EDA to do economic development planning. We have to match that with another $70,000 for a total program of $140,000. The last EDA reauthorization allowed for both more total planning dollars, because as we can guess, $140,000 does not go very far in the course of a year. So more total planning dollars and a smaller local match, because we have to use our General Assembly money and our dues to match that. So that could potentially double the amount of money we receive to do economic development planning and reduce the amount of money we have to use from our local pot, and that's our most flexible pot of money to do all the work that you all want us to do. The last note that they did kind of make a point of is, though we haven't heard as much in the news about federal reduction in force, there's a lot of activity still happening behind the scenes about reducing the federal workforce. And one of the implications of that is those of us who are moving grants or reimbursements or contracts through any number of federal departments are seeing continued bottlenecks and delays. So as an example, I'm mentioning an EDA. EDA is broken up into 6 districts. Each of those has a staff and a structure. We are in the Philadelphia district. Currently, EDA has been reduced to managing, director to manage 2 districts. So our district is actually managed by the Chicago district director. So they've halved the number of district directors. In a lot of cases, our grant applications or other grant applications that localities may be making through EDA have to make their way up and be signed off by the director. So it's doubled the amount of applications these folks have to see. So they're not, that's just bad news, unfortunately. That's just, it's kind of keeping folks in the loop that is still taking place at the federal level. We'll just keep monitoring and letting you know what impact that's having on us in terms of reimbursement and cash flow. The last, just to stick the bad news in the middle, we'll end with another bit of good news. I updated the board last month about our work around the Greenway Coordinator and relocating that role here at the Regional Commission. And you might have seen some press earlier in the week that we have hired an offer, and that offer has been accepted by Ms. Molly Maxwell, who is relocating to Roanoke from Carbondale, Illinois. She is a city planner, the city of Carbondale for about 9 years, and has actually led Saluki Greenway, which is a multi-jurisdictional greenway effort in Carbondale and two of its neighbors. She kind of ran that project. So we're very excited about her. We're excited that she loves Roanoke and she is making the move from Illinois to the Roanoke Valley. Her first day with us is April 7th. And particularly after the press release drop, I apologize to her for the number of emails I have sent her personal email address. Everyone wants to meet Molly. They all want an appointment with her the day that she gets it. So we're very excited about that and excited about the support of the Greenway Commission localities that have moved that funding to us. We're really appreciative for the Greenway Commission members who have worked with us over the past year to make this transition happen. And we're excited to have a really strong candidate that will be joining us to move this work forward.
Jeremy, may I say one thing?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
Greenway Commission met yesterday. We actually met on site in Roanoke City down at Wasena Park. And I've never seen so many smiles on faces in such a long, long time. And everybody was saying, in spite of some initial concerns, what a wonderful thing to bring that position to the Regional Commission.
That's wonderful.
It was nice. It was good.
Express special appreciation for Janet Shy, Mandy
Yes.
Atkins, and Barry Trent, who are on the hiring committee representing the commission, and Andrea from our staff, along with me, who made it difficult. It was difficult because we had a lot of great candidates. We know we picked the right one. But we really appreciate their time to help make this happen. So thank you.
Yes, that's a very good positive note to end. on.
Yes.
Congratulations to us. Yeah, we want to get on Molly's list too. So that's wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Holmes. The next thing on our agenda, we are very honored and privileged to have our guest speaker today is Catherine Herndon Howe on the Appalachian Trail Conservancy. I will briefly read a bio on you. Can you come on up? Certainly. Catherine supports the Appalachian Trail operations from the Tennessee border, south of Damascus, Virginia, to the Potomac River at Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Her work is grounded in partnership and in the longstanding commitment to stewardship shared by the AT maintaining clubs, land management agencies, and local communities across Virginia and West Virginia. A Hollins University graduate, Catherine through hiked the Appalachian Trail in 2006 and the Pacific Crest Trail in 2010. She began her career in trail stewardship as a backcountry caretaker in Vermont and as a trail crew leader with ADC's I'm going to get this right. Conococheague Trail Crew. She joined the Appalachian Trail Conservancy's year-round staff in 2013 as education and outreach coordinator. Later served as Central Virginia Regional Manager and became Regional Director in 2024. Based in Roanoke, Catherine continues to spend time outdoors exploring the Blue Ridge with her wife and 2 young children. So Catherine, we welcome you today. I must tell the commission a few minutes ago when I met you, I said, well, I hope you have a safe trip in. You know what she said? Oh, I just walked down from a couple blocks away. I'm like, well, that is so good. We're so warm. So welcome, Catherine. We're so honored to have you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, and yes, I do love, our office is just down the street on Campbell. For the whole state, for the Virginias, for the AT in Virginia as well as West Virginia. Is this clicker thing gonna work for me? Yes. Sweet.
If I want to hit the lights.
If you like it.
Because I do have some slides for y'all. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, I am gonna talk like very briefly, big picture, trail wide, Georgia to Maine. And then zoom in pretty local, because I think that's what you guys might be most interested in. But I will mention, of course, that the Appalachian Trail is a national scenic trail. One of 11, but the original. In 1968, the whole National Trail System was established, naming the Appalachian Trail and the Pacific Crest Trails the first two national scenic trails. But the trail's a lot older than that. It was first conceived of in 1921. And the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, my employer, was originally founded as the Appalachian Trail Conference in 1925. So we were celebrating 100 years last year. We were celebrating our centennial, had a big birthday party, got a new logo. So I have some stickers I'm gonna pass around with our new logo. And these three words at the bottom here, that's our current strategic plan, is organized into 3 pillars: protect, experience, and belong. The trail was actually completed in 1937 and has always been a project of local citizen volunteers. Local folks all the way through the 14 states from Georgia to Maine identified where the trail should go, built it, stewarded it, cared for it through the blowdowns, painted the blazes, built the shelters from the start, and are still the folks doing the bulk of the work. I'm very lucky that I get to make a career out of working on this trail, but the boots on the ground are primarily local citizen volunteers all the way from Georgia to Maine. And it's a really cool thing to be a part of. ATC is internally organized into 4 regional offices. So our regional office is a quarter of the trail within the state of Virginia and the little slice that's in West Virginia. And within that region, we've got 8 trail clubs. From Georgia to Maine, there are 30 trail clubs that are each responsible for day-to-day maintenance of a specific section of the trail. Oh, yes, and one good quote here that I just happen to have. Ben Mackay is the gentleman who originally proposed the Appalachian Trail. He was a planner. I know there's some planners in the room. And he proposed it as in the Journal of American Architects as a project in regional planning. And he said, high and dry above the stupendous detail of our job, we should hold the reason for it all. This is not to cut the path and then say, ain't it beautiful? Our job is to open around. And that quote has been kind of a guiding, watchword for us in celebrating our first 100 years and looking to the next 100 years. The trail itself is a gateway, is an entry point to the Appalachian Trail realm. And so we're thinking broadly about the landscape and the ecosystems and everything that makes the trail special and protecting it. Not just the dirt path itself. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit now locally. I know we've got Craig County, tons of the trail in Craig County and Botetourt, and it's not all just the Triple Crown, but around here, the thing that brings lots of folks from beyond our region is the Virginia Triple Crown Loop that includes Dragon's Tooth, McAfee Knob, and Tinker Cliffs. There's a lot of really amazing other places to go on the trail in our region. You should check them all out. But we're going to talk a bit because we have a lot of recent investment and big projects going on the Triple Crown. I don't love this name, the Triple Crown, but we can't get away from it now. It's caught on. There's additionally like a Triple Crown of long distance hiking, which is to do the entire Appalachian Trail, Pacific Crest Trail, and Continental Divide Trail. So sometimes there's a bit of confusion. You can do this Triple Crown in a weekend. And the other Triple Crown is going to take years for most folks. But yeah, these are the high points of the jewels, if you will, of the Triple Crown. And they are all on the Appalachian Trail, but thanks to some other trails, the Andy Lane Trail, Roanoke Valley Trail, North Mountain Trail, and Dragon's Tooth Trail, you can link them all together in about a 35-mile loop. So some folks do that backpacking. Other folks just try to visit each of these points on a day hike. And each of them has a pretty, reasonable, they're not easy hikes. They're going to take all day. You should pack your lunch, but each of them is accessible by Yeah, these are the land managers. So McAfee and Tinker Cliffs are on Park Service land. That is the Appalachian National Scenic Trail Park Office. So a lot of folks don't know that there is a Park Service unit specific to the Appalachian Trail. And they were granted the authority to purchase land for the protection of the AT. A lot of land was purchased in Virginia in like the 80s and 90s to secure a protected corridor of public land for the AT. In most cases, it was administratively transferred to the Forest Service. But our 27 miles of trail that includes the McAfee Cliffs area remained with the Park Service. So it's managed. They have a sort of trail-wide Georgia to Maine oversight of the trail, and then they are also the actual land manager for this section of trail, which is a little confusing because people, when they think if they go to a national park, they're going to go through an entry state point in a visitor center, and they're going to see people in flat hats, and that is not the experience that you have going out to like Dragon's Tooth is the outlier. It is on Forest Service land. But that's not the outlier when you look at the whole state. We have more Appalachian Trail on Forest Service land than any other type of public land in Virginia. And trailway. So now I'm going to show you a few other partners. Are you ready? There's Appalachian Trail Conservancy and the Roanoke AT Club. This is the core the three-legged stool that we usually talk about with AT management is the local trail club, ATC as the nonprofit, the umbrella nonprofit nationally, and the land management agency. But for the Triple Crown, we've also got Roanoke County, Roanoke City, because of the carbon spill land, a little bit of the trail is actually on city property. Botetourt County, of course, over there, Tinker Cliffs and Daleville. Roanoke Cement, because the Andy Lane Trail is on Roanoke Cement property. Oh no, there's one up there in the corner. And I can't see it. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, maybe it didn't pop. Oh, you know what? It was this one. This one popped up. I gave you guys your logo. It's just your logo right here. And that might have been all of them that I put on here. But I probably should have also included City of Salem, Virginia Tech, because we now have the Catawba Greenway that comes up from the Virginia Tech Sustainability Center, and it's on their property. So it's a lot of folks that we are working with closely who really treasure this specific section of the trail. Not just because it's part of the 2,197.9 mile Appalachian National Scenic Trail, but because especially McAfee Knob is such a symbol of our region. It's such a beloved destination, and because it's an economic driver that brings folks from all over. If you go out to that parking lot at 311 any weekend, you're going to see 25 different states on the license plates of the cars parked there. So it brings folks from all over just to do that hike. I don't think my little clicker is working anymore. It points to this computer in the back corner. There you go. Okay, you got one logo. Hey, Virginia, this is Virginia's Blu-ray. Okay, yeah, I know that. Oh, and Roanoke outside is on there too. Yeah, lots of folks. We do not have this type of like broad partnership that we're in touch with regularly everywhere on the trail. I don't have a strong working relationship with the local fire and rescue folks who respond to 911 calls on the trail in other counties the way I do with Roanoke County and Botetourt County. And that's partly because we have so many visitors and they call 911 a lot, but also because I think there has been such a wonderful amount of local support for the trail here. We have really exciting new visitation numbers for the Appalachian Trail. For a really long time, we've been saying there are 3 to 5 million people who visit the trail every year. That was a number that was landed on in the early 2000s based on a Park Service statistical analysis project they did. Now, this is going to feel a little big brother, but the Park Service has funded a study that used cell phone data, anonymized, but tracking specific users' cell phone numbers, pinging, towers, to estimate how many visits. This is not visitors, this is visits of 30 minutes or longer. So if someone was through hiking and it took them 180 days, they get counted as 180 people, right? but also people who only visit for 32 minutes, get counted. So it's kind of balances out. They did all this cool geofencing, so that, it could track your speed of travel. So where the trail, goes parallel to the Blue Ridge Parkway, we're not gonna accidentally, count people who were on the Blue Ridge Parkway, that sort of thing. And we landed at 16.9 million. That puts the Appalachian Trail in the top 10 of national parks. And what's funny is the National Park Service can actually only count those visits that were on Park Service land. So we're number 9, but the top one is the Blue Ridge Parkway, which has 16.5 million visitors. So if we could count them all, 16.9 would be number 1, right? That's getting a little nerdy in the data there, but it's a big number and it's very exciting. And it's something that we're going to try to keep doing every year because the Park Service gets funding based on visitation, and until this year, the official visitation for the Appalachian Trail has been 0 because they could not report visitation numbers that they weren't collecting in a rigorous fashion. So the slice of that comes from Virginia. Surprise, we got the most out of any of the 14 states. That's because we have 554 miles of the trail, a quarter of the trail is in Virginia. But also because we have places like Mackinac that gets around 50 to 70,000 visitors a year. Where do we get that number? Well, thanks to Amanda McGee over here and the Regional Commission, we have a infrared trail counter that has been posted up at the junction of the AT and the Fire Road on the way to Mackinac for many years now. And so we have, that's our best source of data. We don't have that everywhere either. We're getting more infrared counters in more places on the trail soon. But we have more data going farther back than we have anywhere else in Virginia, at least. I wanted to also highlight the Regional Commission's important role in helping us create this, which is the Visitor Use Management Plan that was completed in 2024. This was supposed to be a 3-year process, but we started it in 2019 and then things stalled out a little bit. I'll pass it around in case people just want to take a look at it. I think this room might be where we had our first meeting in 2019. Yeah, so the Regional Commission hosted the kickoff meeting for this effort. The Park Service applied for funding to walk through this 14-step interagency visitor use management framework that all of the federal agencies use for tackling areas where visitor use has become problematic in different ways. So on the Triple Crown, we love and welcome lots of visitation, but we're also trying to protect the natural resources. We've had all kinds of issues with parking and people having to get towed, and that's not good. That's nobody's happy when that happens. So how do we, so balancing that question of like, okay, we want visitors, but we need to improve our facilities so they're durable, or are we trying to spread people out across the landscape? Are we looking to cap visitation somehow, or can we accommodate folks in a way that doesn't damage the natural resources and the experience that folks are looking for? So we did a whole multi-year planning process, landed on this document here that's supposed to guide us going forward. And now all the kind of solutions and strategies identified in that plan have been fully vetted across the whole partnership. And I've really, we can point to it and say like, this is, hopefully we can move a little faster on making some of those things a reality. So I'm gonna share some projects, not everything that's going on in the Triple Crown, but we got a bunch of stuff right now. That is either underway or has just happened, like our new bridge. Who's seen it up on 311? Yay! This was VDOT. VDOT got a grant for, I think it was $3.2 million or so to build this pedestrian bridge over Highway 311. The parking lot for Mackinac is on the opposite side of the road from the trail heading that direction. So those 70,000 people that come, mostly day hikers, about 85% of them are day hikers. To do that day hike, we're starting across the road with poor sight lines and 55-mile-per-hour traffic. And you can't put a crosswalk up at the top of the mountain with 55-mile-per-hour, traffic. So VDOT went after these funds, studied the problem, went after these funds, got the grant, and it became a reality last year. So that was a big investment in a major safety concern for the Appalachian Trail, and yeah, very exciting. Just highlighting, we have a long-running Ridge Runner program. Anybody ever met a Ridge Runner? All right, I know you have. These were my 3 staff Ridge Runners last year. This was Catawba, Mount Rogers, and Tide River. So Ridge Runners are seasonal employees that ATC hires to patrol populated areas of the trail during periods of peak use and do a lot of leave no trace education, pack out trash, break up fire rings where we don't want people to camp, that kind of thing. In the Triple Crown, we actually have volunteers doing the same thing. And we have an incredible group of around 30 active volunteers who commit to going out once a month. And so similarly, just hiking around, reporting on the conditions, packing out trash, and educating folks. So that program's been running for 10 years, over 10 years now, and been putting thousands of volunteer hours. That's been really effective. I think that if we could have educated our way out of some of the visitor use management issues we have, they would have done it, but some of these things take another solution. So one of those projects identified in the visitor use management plan is a redesign of the overnight site at Catawba Shelter. AT shelters are like first come, first served, free-sided rustic structures that people can camp in, sleep in, and most of them have a water source nearby, a privy outhouse, and picnic table, fire ring, all that kind of stuff, somewhere you can throw up a tent. This site it's halfway from the 311 parking lot to McAfee Knob, about 2 miles in, and just gets hammered every weekend. It's not unusual to see like 3 different Boy Scout troops, and they've got all their tents all snugged up against each other because they're trying to squeeze into not enough space, and it's all user created campsites. Anywhere that's flat, there's not a speck of leaf litter on the ground because people have trampled it, all the heck. So we are working on building this is a new tent pad loop with 12 tent pads that are spaced out along a loop trail and built into the side hills so they can't like expand into each other, so people will have a little more privacy and kind of their own spot. And also just a lot of like heavy rehab of the existing trails to put in a lot of steps to prevent erosion and cut down on, there's currently like a spider web of user created trails. So we're trying to funnel people into, durable, more intentionally designed trail system there. And so to do this, we had to fly in logs. If we had tried to cut down enough logs to build all these tent pad structures and steps and everything, we would have cleared the whole forest. So we bought 125 locust logs, trucked them in on the fire road, flew them through the air to get them to the shelter, and now we're pretty close to being done. So if anybody hikes up to McAfee Knob, make sure you swing by the shelter and check out those new tent pads because they're pretty cool. Anybody heard about the everything going on at Andy Lane Trail? Yeah. So the Roanoke Cement Company granted an easement for this trail, the Andy Lane Trail, which connects you to Tinker Cliffs from the road. It's kind of the only way to do a day hike to Tinker Cliffs. In 1991, the trail's been moved once, and we reestablished our easement in 2013. That easement is not really a conservation easement, it's just a right of public access, a right of way. And it says right there in the easement that they can revoke it anytime they want if they need to use that land for mining and anything else like that. But they have been really good partners. They want to maintain access. They like to be part of the community. So we have been working with them for several years on a plan to relocate the lower portion of the trail. This is the trailhead going up to Tinker Cliffs. This is the old route. They need to start mining here to access more limestone. They're running out of limestone in their current quarry. So we have a plan. They're building a new parking lot there. Looks like this as of like last week. I was out there last week. It's getting pretty close. So a new parking lot which will be way better than the old parking lot because it'll be like down off the road, more parking. It was always kind of a sketchy place to cross the road. And they're also building a new bridge over Catawba Creek, a trail bridge. So they're investing like over $1 million in this whole project. And then we're building the relocation of the ambulance trail to connect with all that and bypass the area they need to close. And then this is the Catawba Valley Trail, which goes up to North Mountain for folks who are doing that Triple Crown loop. They need that connection. So we are also building a new trail over. This is also Roanoke Cement property to connect to the National Forest over there. So this is a big project that we've been talking with Roanoke Cement about for a long time. It's only just recently become publicly known. And not in the best way, because some contractors who were out there clearing trees for their new mine area went out of bounds and went at trees where the trail was before they were supposed to, before that trail was actually closed. And so we now currently have a kind of interim situation with a parking area here that connects folks over, and this is closed, and they have to walk on the road if they're gonna connect the dots to do the triple crown. So it's been a little bit bumpy lately, but I think it's, like I said, this parking lot's getting really close, should be open by, late spring. And there will still be the roadwalk in place then as we're building the rest of the trail, but I think like by this time next year, the triple crown will be back intact. It's gonna be a little longer, but the hike to Tinker Cliffs will actually be shorter. So. Well, we're not getting rid of the terrible part of that hike.
Oh,
It's only the bottom. Yeah, the steep part is right up against the property line. We've got to do some land acquisition or something if we're gonna be able to relocate that. Anybody ride the shuttle? Yay! So big shout out to Roanoke County on this. Incredible and Ride Solutions and everybody involved in this incredible service. From exit 140 parking ride, we can ride to Mackie Mountain, out to the Dragon's Tooth and back again. It has really helped reduce the congestion in the parking lot and also got us through the year and a half that the parking lot was closed for construction of the bridge without a loss of access for folks, or a insane situation on the little bit of parking there was on the side road. So yes, that has been a really amazing service, and it really helped manage everything there. I just thought I'd throw in something for Dragon's Tooth so we get all 3 points, and something with the natural resource bit. There is a rare plant called pirate bush. It's the same plant that, if anybody's been in Four Mountain, the Four Mountain DCR Natural Preserve exists to protect this plant because it only exists in I think 3 places in Virginia. There's a community of pirate bush and a special biological area, which is a designation that the Forest Service has for this land, right near the Dragon's Tooth parking lot. In spite of that special biological area being there, there has never been any restriction on camping. It's just been dispersed camping is allowed because it's pretty flat and there's water right close to the parking lot. The camping has really expanded over the years. Right, we would see people just pulling in coolers and charcoal grills and camping just footsteps from the parking lot right there. And with this pirate bush, we would see the population really decline to just a few plants left. So we've recently closed 2023 closed that area to camping. It's a soft closure. There's not a lot of enforcement going on, but we've got ropes up and educational signage to ask folks to not camp here and tell them why. And that's gone really well. I thought we were going to have a lot more vandalism and people just tearing those signs down and ignoring them, and people are mostly respecting it. They can still just they can camp right here. There's a big old campsite up at up on the Appalachian Trail where the Dragon's Tooth Trail comes up and lost spectacles gap. So that's been a success, and we're studying the health of that pirate bush population, and we've got a volunteer who's trying to propagate some more plants and plant them back there and everything. So it's exciting. This is the last one. Our biggest news lately, that was just in the news, we have received, the Park Service received $6.3 million in congressionally designated spending for improvements to the McAfee Knott parking lot at 311. I brought a few copies of this. I don't know if I have enough for everybody. This is not the actual plan. This is a conceptual design that Roanoke County planners put together, when we were first developing, the funding request. You have to have a concept and to arrive at a budget. So the final parking lot may not look like this, exactly, but this is maybe a general idea, and this also has some shell information on the other side. That's a little old from like 2024, but, the idea is, this is the current parking lot, here's the bridge, and, we have in recent years acquired this portion, about 8 acres, currently held by the Conservation Fund, but they're transferring it to the Park Service. And so that means we can expand all the way over here. However, it is not flat. It is the side of a mountain quite near the top. So this, folks keeps saying like, wow, how can it be $6.3 million? A big part of that is this is like a 17-foot high retaining wall to, make a flat spot on top of the mountain. There's also bathrooms with 3 stalls, accessible, a storage closet. I'm very excited about that feature. A covered bus stop for the shuttle or for just folks who are waiting on their ride from a lift or whatever shuttle they may have. Sidewalks all around that are accessible to connect to the bridge. Very exciting. This is probably at least 5 to 6 years out because it's not, we have to go through a whole engineering design process, compliance, all that kind of stuff. But we just got the funds, so that's our big news. And that's all I had. I could also mention we've done a lot of conservation land protection, 900 acres purchased in the viewshed between Mackinac and Tinker Cliffs in recent years. There's a lot, and Daleville I won't even get into. The 220 crossing and Park and Ride as the 81 expansion happening. Lots of stuff happening in the Triple Crown.
Catherine, thank you so much. Does any of the commissioners have any questions, comments?
You talked about Daleville.
Yeah.
How come those apartments, because AT has worked so diligently on Viewshed.
Yeah.
Those apartments are right adjacent to the trail. What happened?
We have a very narrow corridor of Park Service land there, and that's private property. We made comments to during the zoning process, they had some zoning requests that they made to Todd County, and we made some comments and requested, more of a setback to that boundary and reflective, adjustments that they did. The developer had no obligation to take any of that kind of, but there's not much once that project is underway on private land. There's not much we can do about it. That's a big bummer, not just for the experience as you're hiking through that skinny corridor, but the views, it's pretty visible.
Are you working on a separated grade crossing on 220?
So that we actually had a recent study, the Volpe National Department of Transportation, Volpe Planning Center did a study of 19 different crossings that are considered the most unsafe crossings on the Appalachian Trail family. And 220 was one of them in Daleville, and made recommendations. So they studied the problem, they made a memo with some recommended solutions. And their primary solution was, I'm not gonna get that one. The flashers that stop traffic when you push a button, it's not always stopping traffic, but there's a, you can get there, push a button and it will are flashing red lights, so people will stop and let you cross. And they applied for a flat grant, the federal lands access program grant. The Bottom County did and received that. So that is funded for the flashers. There's a lot more in the works in terms of trying to get sidewalks, and relocating the park and ride to a new trailhead location. But as far as the crossing, that's what we've got coming up now.
You have a question,
Yeah.
Catherine?
Hey, Catherine, it's not really a question, just I want to make sure you don't leave without giving me a card, because Roanoke City is currently starting the process of becoming a gateway community for the National Park Service.
Awesome.
So we definitely want to have y'all's assistance in doing that.
So Catherine, thank you so much. This has been a very well articulated presentation. and we appreciate you taking time to be with us.
Yeah, thank you all. I'm gonna send some stickers around and I'll need it back, so.
Okay, very good. All right, commissioners, we need to move on, and we, get things moving here. Next up is Jeremy, would you like to comment? Chris is not here today, with regard to the rural transportation work program.
Yeah, I'll be happy to fill in for Chris a little bit next time. One of the several work programs that come out of this organization, the urban work program, and this week, is the commission's full work program. And then there's this smaller rural transportation work program. That comes out of the projects that you all submit. In February, the rural work program is substantially complete, but we're bringing it for you today for review and comment. As you recall, what I mentioned earlier about the RPO funding coming potentially out of the transportation reauthorization. One of the reasons we want to do that is we get a total of $70,000, $58,000 from VDOT, and we have to match another $20,000 for a total of $70,000 to do all of the rural transportation planning that we do in this organization. We do supply or complement some of that with Appalachian Regional Commission or EDA funding that we can, but it's not a lot of money. So the work program, the draft that you have in your packet is fairly slim. I want to highlight some of the projects that we have identified for next year. And I go to that, also note that we have started this year with the recognition that the Allegheny Highlands are not in the Salem VDOT district, they're in the Stanton VDOT district. And we have not spent a whole lot of time working with the Stanton VDOT district, and that probably is a disservice to our members in the Allegheny Highlands. So we have done started doing more work with meeting with those staff and doing outreach to the Stanton district CTV member to make sure that we're engaging with them on the transportation advocacy and planning activities that come out of this organization. The plan is in your packet, but I want to highlight a couple of the things that you'll see in there for next year. The rural transportation plan update. We've actually not got a substantial update of that plan since 2011 or 2016. I don't know the exact date, but it's been a long time. So that is long overdue for a formal update. So we'll be undertaking that. Greenway and trail planning support, as you heard Catherine mentioned, we do counting on the Appalachian Trail and Jackson River Trail and the Allegheny Highlands. And so we do a lot of work around support for Fred Bonaparte. So a lot of work around Greenway and natural surface trail planning and capturing the visitors. We've also got a project in there to support a microtransit study in Allegheny County that's not unlike the Franklin County microtransit study that's currently underway. Clifton Forge's active transportation plan update and just general technical assistance when we can for grant writing and other things that we can do for our rural communities. We don't need to adopt this today. We wanted to provide it to you for review. Any feedback that you have, we're happy to receive that. We will adopt this formally at the next commission.
Anybody have any questions for Jeremy on this item? Feel free to continue to review and let's get this up in April. Very good.
Madam Chair.
Indeed.
That's the plan.
Okay. Mr. Holmes, I don't know if you wanted to introduce Mr. Icorn.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. We reviewed the bylaws and some two new policies that invite members of the bylaw committee, Mr. Osborne, Ms. Katie, on the screen. If you'd like to provide an introduction to what the board has in front of us today.
Certainly. The original project that we had was to update the bylaws, and we presented the draft of those, I think, 3 months ago. May have been 3, but there had been some minor changes to what was presented then. So part of that was to address in the interim, there was a request that we consider a reimbursement policy. And as one of the things that we had noted when we were recommending updates to the bylaws was that we probably should have a formal written policy on authorizing remote attendance through electronic means. And so the staff have been very helpful in providing sort of initial drafts of that they have gotten input on. The And so I'll go through those policies briefly, quickly, just, I don't think there's anything mysterious about them, but you may not have had a chance to read through them since they are due in this packet. The reimbursement policy is essentially in recognition, I think, of the fact that some commission members may travel some related to work for particularly in the lobbying area, I guess, for our legislative agenda, but they may do work related that is primarily, I wouldn't say exclusively, but primarily for the benefit of the regional commission. Obviously, the employees already have a reimbursement policy, so this is for commission members. And the gist of this policy is that if you feel that your expenses qualify for reimbursement, and those that are qualified that are covered are fairly typical, that you would submit those first to your locality. And so we don't really have a concept of dual qualification. If they qualify at the locality level, the locality will reimburse them. That is the first source of reimbursement. If you apply at the locality level and the locality has a reason not to reimburse, and they otherwise would be covered, then the regional commission will consider reimbursement. And that obviously starts with the assumption that this was work that was done that benefited the regional commission. So that's fairly straightforward, I think, the way it's presented, but it does formalize a policy that allows the possibility of reimbursement by commission members for work that benefits the commission. As far as the remote attendance and meetings policy, this also seemingly should be straightforward. We have had, I guess, a sort of informal policy since COVID forced us to have remote meetings. And but now we have one that we've actually adopted, and by statute, we've discovered we're required to formally adopt one. And not only that, we're required to review it annually and to re-adopt it or to affect any changes that are appropriate that should be made. So it is important that we have this, and because we do have a number of members, being spread out as we are, we have a number of members that for various reasons find it difficult to attend in person, but can attend remotely. And the basic policy itself really hasn't changed. There are different categories to qualify, and they primarily involve into having a temporary or permanent disability, so health related, or having someone in your family that you were the primary caretaker for who has that circumstance. Then we have members whose residence is more than 60 miles away, and then specific personal matters. So you're going to be traveling out of town on business or something that you have the ability to employ remotely. There are limitations on the last two categories in terms of how frequently you can do that during a year. So we did twice. There's a specific process that is laid out that the commission has to follow to approve remote attendance. And when we got the policy initially, we were, it seemed there might be some confusion as to whether or not, as which came first. Do you approve remote attendance and then you're counted as present, because it says you're essentially accounted as present. But we try to make it clear in the policy that we have to have a physical present quorum before we then go to the step of considering remote attendance. Okay, and so we can't cure a lack of a physical quorum by having people participate remotely. And we believe that that's consistent with what the guidelines are at the state level. So that is the policy that is laid out here. If there are any questions about it, we certainly welcome any questions. Again, I want to commend the staff for listening to the input and fixing things that seemed a little unclear. To me, it's very clear right now. Last is the bylaw. When you've seen these changes before, so I won't. But I don't know that there's been an explanation on them up to this point. But part of it was some more recent changes were made to address the fact that we now have policies dealing with reimbursement and remote attendance. And so we make reference to that in the bylaws now, which I think was a good change. You will note that the actual changes that are made be made today and approved, we hope today, are highlighted in red. And so part of this was to clarify our annual meeting. Wouldn't think that that would be something that was obscure, but it actually was kind of, what we have done in practice the last few years has not really been consistent with what the bylaws used to provide. And so we've updated that. We start the year on a calendar year basis, and the idea is the annual meeting preceding that calendar year. And it also was to accommodate some of the, it won't completely address the problem that we occasionally encounter where we have an elected official who is a member by virtue or is appointed by virtue of their status as an elected official, and they are not an elected official anymore. And so this gives us a window of opportunity. The timing of it is such now that that's is potentially less of a concern. So that's the reason for those changes related to the timing of the annual meeting. And the election of our officers. I don't think, again, a lot of this would mostly provide clarification of things that I think we already are doing. There were some simple things like we generally use roll call votes, and the wording had been open ballot in the prior bylaws, and so it made more sense just to have consistent wording and things like that. But we also, I guess, to some extent, try to clarify that what the relationship is between staff and the commission and with our executive director in the middle, so to speak. And it's not to distance the commission members from the staff, but it's to make it very clear that the commission members don't really have any responsibility for staff at all. That is the executive director role entirely. And commission members, if you have an issue with staff, you should bring it to the executive director. And I don't know that that has ever been anything that's needed to be done or addressed, but the way the bylaws will address it was not entirely clear. So if there are any questions, we'd be glad to, and I'll ask Dee and Anne Marie if I left out anything.
I think you covered it.
Okay.
I would like to thank you, Lee, Betty. This is an act of true dedication to do bylaws. Nobody was standing in line for this task, but we very much appreciate the time and effort. This is just fundamental to our operations, and we very much appreciate your time and effort on this. Are there any questions that you all have regarding the recommended changes?
Okay, I will note, please, for you and Mr. Lawson, since that one of the practical applications is that your terms will be extended by
Be careful.
3 months or so. The next month or so, before you make your vote. I'll give you a 200% increase. So
Here I was doing. Yeah. Now, I thought you were gonna slip 10 years in there and I was. Okay, so if I don't hear any requests or questions, I would entertain a motion for approval of the amended bylaws.
So moved.
Thank you.
Actually, I apologize for interrupting. Virginia has reminded me that the code requires a roll call vote for the adoption of the remote policy. So we'd like to go ahead and just do a roll call.
Of course.
Option.
Sure.
So thank you. Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
wait, did we have a motion?
I got a motion, I need a second.
Second.
Thank you.
This is for all three.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Griffin.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I'm just clarifying. For all three.
Mr. Nyson.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mr. Lips.
Yes.
Chair Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Sandy.
Yes.
Mr. D. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. North.
Yes.
Mr. Osborne.
Yes.
Vice Chair Lawson.
Aye. Yes.
Ms. Urban.
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Holliday.
Yes.
Ms. King.
Yes.
Ms. Loudermilk.
Yes.
Mayor Gross.
Yes.
And Mr. Billy Martin, you missed you at the first round.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's Mr. Billy Martin.
Yes.
Okay. Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Thank you all very much. We are slowly but surely getting our house in order. So you all, thank you so much for all your hard work. Mr. Holmes, I'll turn number 9 over to you, sir.
Yes, we have a quick update. I don't know over there, but yes. No, okay, well, I'll do this on my own then. So if you recall the last meeting, we discussed the regional commission endorsements for the smart scale applications that we do on behalf of our locality. So we each, the TPO, the regional commission, get 4 slots for regional applications that go to the high priority pot. So last meeting, you saw one application for the city of Roanoke that was, after reviewing at the TPO level, they kind of went through a process of seeing what made sense for the TPO, what made sense for the commission. We did not receive more than 8 applications, so we're more of a game of which pot to put them in. If you go to the next slide, please. What's actually happened since then is it was determined that the 2 of the city of Roanoke projects, one of which was in the TPO spot, one of which was in the regional commission spot, neither of those were actually qualified for the HPP funding. So those have actually moved back to the city's application. And we had a request from Botetourt to move 2 of their projects into the regional commission. So those are new projects. You did not see those last time. Those came apart about in part from the discussion that we were having around whether or not the CTB would allow this new innovative corridor, innovative intersection project type. CTB has not made a decision on that yet. They expect to do so in April, but as part of that process, we received these 2 additional applications from Botetourt. This is the net gain of 1, since we lost 2 city projects, 1 of the commission and 2 Botetourt projects for the commission. We still have capacity. We did not receive any other project applications. So we brought this before you today for an official note endorsing these for 2 of 4 slots for regional commission, so Botetourt can move forward with those smart scale applications.
Okay, are there any questions for Mr. Holmes?
I'd like to question. I'm trying to
Yes, sir.
figure out where this is.
Please.
I thought I knew, but can someone give me a reference point right at the county line on it?
Which one?
Right near the Pepsi Shadwell.
County line,
Yeah.
Route 11.
Right there where,
Don Hose.
That's not Shadwell.
yeah, you close to Don Hose, the Pepsi plant.
Okay, that's where I'm. State police.
Yes, Mr. Sandy.
Well, noted in the application
please.
that this is not in the
Gotcha.
SEDS. Is there an opportunity to get it in the SEDS before the final submission? I know that work is in progress, but didn't know if that was an opportunity that might help the application.
Yeah, well, usually it's a lot easier to adopt projects into the SEDS than it is the planning process. So we're going through this priority planning process in the SEDS. It's much more labor intensive, but we can adopt projects into sort of the vision list relatively easily. So that's a good question. I don't recall off the top of my head when our next SEDS meeting is, but if we can get those to line up, then we can.
I don't know if it helps with points. But
Yeah.
Like,
That's a good point, Steve.
Thank you.
Any other questions, inquiries, comments?
say I'll make a recommendation to approve.
So, we have a resolution, at your place, so Mr. Sandy, your motion is to endorse and recommend the resolution for approval. Okay, is there a second? Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, like sign. And that carries unanimously. Thank you all very, very much for that. That's all I have. Oh, you want me to sign that?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet you did. I want my signature on anything. Okay, Mr. Holmes, do we have any committee reports?
One brief report on the blue.
Okay, very good.
I promise it is very brief. Good afternoon. I'm in Hughes, the Director of Community Development, here to talk about the Roanoke Blue Wave Committee. Very briefly, we did meet at the beginning of this month, and approved a new sign for the brochure updates. There are copies on the table if you would like to pick one up. On the way out, Jessica Brown, on our staff has been very integral in pulling this update of the brochure together. And so, thank you to her. This,
very passionate committee, lots of feelings, and they're wonderful to work with, and it was a big lift. Also, the committee did collectively kind of pull together an application for the Virginia Tourism Corporation grant that we hope that we will get to promote this, we don't know yet. And then the last thing, this is the last Blue Way update you will probably get from me. I will no longer be the staff person for the Blue Way committee. That will be our new staff person, Molly, who's going to be kind of our recreation lead for a lot of different programs. Of course, the Greenway Commission is the big one, but she will also be taking the Blue Lake Committee. And so no more brief updates for me on this one anyway, right? So,
Amanda, thank you so much.
thank you.
You can still come back and give us update.
Well, you'll be hearing from me on the sets, I'm sure.
Okay, very well, we appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
Amanda, would you mind bringing me up the clicker?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay, so I think that concludes our committee reports. Mr. Holmes, I know that you have something brief under other business.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I'll try to keep this brief. I apologize for those of you who are at TPO. I need to see this again. But I mentioned earlier, Smart Scale. We've been very involved in reviewing, advocating for potential changes in the Smart Scale process. You heard a little bit about that last meeting around this innovative intersections question. With the Secretary Donahue, there's interest in the potential to make some changes in the Smart Scale process this round. So we've been looking at the scoring system and other areas where we feel that we have some opportunity to recommend improvements. One of the areas we looked at is what's called the Economic Development ED1 score in Smart Scale. For those of you who are Smart Scale fans and paid attention when the last round of changes were made, this was a score that changed significantly. The way that this had scored before was largely, look how it's kind of told the story of why a transportation project had an economic development impact and sort of the parcel that affected or affected by. After changes in 2024, that economic development score was basically tied directly into Virginia Economic Development Partnership sites. So it was very much constrained to things related to work that the BEDP was doing. So as we try to explore the implications of this, and I've been on the phone with as late as yesterday, some folks from BEDP, we've been working with OP to make sure we understand this. We proposed this theoretical project. The largest economic development announcement in our region in history has been the expansion of the Wells Fargo call center at North Plantation Road. That's added 1,000 jobs that will be coming to that location. So we proposed, well, what if we wanted to have a Smart Scale project for a transportation improvement that was triggered by or necessary to support that 1,000 job expansion? How would that project fare under these current rules? And what you can kind of see, I don't expect you to read it, but you can sort of see the steps involved in that scoring, and that what on the map right there is the Wells Fargo call center. And what we basically concluded is that project would score a lot better if it wasn't there. The fact that it's an existing business expansion makes it basically makes it unqualified for any of the points associated with the new class. So it would score better as a graded plot of flat land than it would be a building that's been there since 1960 and an ongoing concern that added 1,000 jobs. And the reasons why is these areas circled here, and it all has to do with that connection back to VDP. I won't get too much in the weeds, but the four factors we looked at, and I did confirm this with a VDP staff person yesterday, was one, the way we look at economic development sites in this rubric is whether they're in Virginia Scan, which is VDP's marketing database for available sites. Clearly, an ongoing business is not going to be marketed as an available site. So we lose points right off the bat on that point. When you go down to step 3, they look at investments in the sites on 3 categories: Virginia Business Ready Site Program, Tobacco Commission, and Go Virginia. those funding pots are really all geared towards preparing greenfield sites for marketing. So in other words, grading them, putting in water and sewer, and making sure the infrastructure is there. An existing business will never have received Virginia Business Ready site. Doesn't mean they haven't received other state incentives around workforce or expansion opportunities or governor, programs out of the governor's office. It's just they will not have received funding from these three programs, therefore, no points. We also look at site visits. That's the other thing that is the measure of how interested is a private developer in purchasing or developing on the site. So that's a measurable thing that BTV has. How many firms have visited the site? No one is visiting the Wells Fargo because it's already ongoing. They made that decision internally. No points on the site visits. And then the last is their tiering ratings for sites. So a site like Woodhaven, for example, has a tiered rating certified by BDP based on its site readiness. How ready are we to put up a building and start a business there? Its top tier is 3 or 4, which means it has basically all the infrastructure is ready to go. An existing business is not going to be certified as ready under any BDP program. So despite the fact that that building's been there since 1960, it would not be considered a ready site or receive 0 points in this rubric. So the only area it might score is the economic impact of the job. So it's going to miss out on 4 of the 5 scoring categories. So this is where we are on kind of really understanding the impact of the score. We are going to take this back to OIB and confirm that our understanding is correct. The project in all other ways similar in terms of safety, congestion management, cost, all those things. If you're only looking at, is this supporting an existing business or just a greenfield, that it would lose on this category. One of the reasons this is important, Roanoke Valley, 85% of our economic development is expansion, not new development. 60% statewide is expansion, not new sites. And we do not have very many new sites. There's only a handful of areas where we've got existing sites, or that even our topography allows for the creation of new sites in that inventory. So we really are, and I think for lots of good reasons, reliant on expansions. And we've had a lot of good news around expansions. That's great when a private company has a market need to grow. Unfortunately, this limits our ability to support that growth or respond to that growth with appropriate transportation projects. So that's where we are. I think we will be coming back to this body with a request for or an endorsement of potential recommended changes when we get there. We've notified Dr. Smoot as of this morning that we're examining this and conclusions around the issues. And this is, we've got this happening at the TPO and we have this happening at the regional commission with both, as I mentioned earlier, the Salem and Stanton VDOT districts to try to make this point. So I'm happy to answer any questions. I just wanted this body to sort of be aware of this analysis and the problem it presents and where we're going from there.
Any questions, comments?
Comment,
Mr. North,
if we do not move forthright, we're not going to make round 7.
that's right.
So I would say we need to ratchet up speed of execution on this. It also involves Elbit, which is expanding and has a large presence there already, so it falls in the same category. And there was one other site that I mentioned in the last meeting. There was another place I had in mind. It's Roanoke City, right downtown, where you got the cancer center. I think those 3 examples should be articulated to Dr. Spoon, because if he meets in April, and bring it up, he's got a whole opportunity to maybe get something changed now for round 7. Or if not, then in May, because here's what's going to happen. If they don't do it in April at the CTP, they're going to start making their 6-year plan tour around the Commonwealth. And we just have to speak to it then. So I'd go ahead and get it out before we have to speak to it, so that people at OP and VDOT and Secretary of Transportation have a heads up.
Yeah.
So I would encourage a letter to be drafted.
Thank you.
And, I'm okay from the TPO with You got my signature, releasing it. And you can speak for yourself, but I'm sure you don't object either.
No. Yes, sir.
Did I hear you say it had to be a new site?
The current rules basically are geared entirely to new sites or sites in development. So a site where there's not currently a business operating. So even a wooded lot that had received some amount of state funding would score better than Wells Fargo under the current rules. It doesn't have to be super well developed, but it has to be
What's the deadline? Timeline.
for asking for a change in the rules. It's, the CTB. Under the new administration, several CTB members are trying to promote making changes, as Mr. North mentioned, to this round of, it's round 7 of Smart Scale, which that would put the deadline by July at the latest, I think, although that would be really pushing it. The secretary has expressed some concern about changing the rules, even at this point, because a lot of localities have already developed and submitted projects around the existing rules. But that's for the CTV members to figure out. So, our deadline, to the extent we have one to make changes for this round, would be July, I think at the latest. But we'll put the work in, and it may, even if it doesn't affect till the next, Smart Scale round 8, that would give us time to develop projects or understand how the scoring works, to maybe projects that we wouldn't have considered viable might suddenly become viable if we understood that change. I hope that answered that question.
Do we have somebody down
Yeah, I
here?
had to get back with you.
Okay.
Barbara?
I think it's really important that we look into this. I went to a Go Virginia, and I do believe in regional projects, but they were putting industrial sites away from the population areas. And so we have in Roanoke, a lot of properties that need to be repurposed and reevaluated for brownfields. I mean, and so I think we need to redefine the model for economic sites. And that I've mentioned to Jeremy before that so many of our manufacturing jobs are way far out, and we need to put the manufacturing jobs into buildings that have that need to be repurposed and put manufacturing closer to the population centers.
Thank you, Barbara Hunter.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't have anything?
Yeah.
Just stress.
So is this a change from what it was in the prior round?
Yeah, in round 5, the rules, no one liked the rules then. They were pretty squishy, but what feels like what happened is the pendulum swung the extreme the other direction. So round 6 was the first round where these applied. These new rules applied. So this would be the second round of Smart Scale under this version of the economic development scoring. And I do want to, this is one of several scoring factors. So this isn't the only
I don't,
feature, the only dimension.
when the lady came and spoke to us about what we would need to do in order to possibly have a better chance, I don't recall this being the main
It
focus.
was.
And that's one of the reasons why we came out of that and said, well, what are the areas that they discussed where we have, there's some areas where we can probably play the game better, working with the existing rules, but this kind of jumped out as these rules don't even seem coherent for what they're trying to accomplish in terms of supporting economic.
That's why we're gonna be very aggressive.
So do we have specific recommendations that we want to prepare of how it should be done differently?
At this point, we know that the goal of this is to sort of rationalize the process over what it was before and generally support economic development. This does have to fix it. What we don't know is how we would work with OIB at this point for the mechanics to say, how would you bring in if Wells Fargo came and said, we want to expand, or we plan on expanding, or you looked at really strategic plan, said we need to prepare for this. We're not sure what the mechanics of that look like, and that will probably out of work with the CTB and with OIB and sort of a process. We've identified the problem. We don't really have the mechanics for the solution.
Any other, yes, sir.
To expand a little bit on what Barbara was saying, how about an abandoned building?
Like adaptive
Well,
reuse.
we had J-Tech leave and just left a massive, very modern building. And then of course Ballast Point ended up coming in. Should that be addressed? I mean, there might be parameters on the building itself, you know, you don't, 100-year-old building is not gonna work, but, you know.
The short answer under this structure is, I think what BDP would say is if that site, that abandoned building is in Virginia scan as being marketed. That's kind of the difference. If something is uninhabited and being marketed in Virginia scan, it's at least ahead of the game, even if it hadn't had a site visit or received funding, it's at least gonna cross that step one.
Okay.
Where a project is within a proximity. So that available sites kind of working here, where it doesn't capture is an existing operation. You know, so that company, Ballast Point wanted to expand and it needed some sort of access. It wouldn't score at all in this category.
Any other questions, comments, Mr. Sandy?
I just, back to the timing question, just wanted to make sure I understood. Round 6 or round 7?
Well, around 7.
7.
We'll try to get it in 7. Projects due August 1st. Completed project.
Yeah, but you got pre-applications that are due
Yeah, well,
like in a couple weeks, right?
and if,
I
you know,
guess so.
we've been monitoring the CTV discussions and in February. Secretary Donahue kind of said we probably shouldn't consider changes, but there is energy from many CTV members to go ahead.
Right.
And try to encourage changes. So what we're trying to do is balance that out, you know, wait as long as possible, but still be involved in the process. If there's an opportunity to take advantage of it. I wish I had a crystal ball to say how likely is this?
I mean, I support the change. I'm just wondering how people submit applications, pre-applications
Yeah,
for something they don't know.
Yeah.
They qualify.
I think that's the whole game.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly the challenge.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Well, we've got 2. They could.
We do, we do.
It is true though, if you're not in that system, you're not gonna get any consideration.
That's right.
I mean, I appreciate your efforts on that.
So are there any other questions or comments on this matter? We'll continue to work on this and see if we can bring back more definitive information to you. Because these things are so fluid and, the reality is it has such an adverse impact to us in Southwest Virginia.
Oh, we have another construction district now, so that's good.
Yeah. So are there any other, comments or matters to come before the commission from various commissioners this afternoon? Yes, sir.
I guess as a comment, I will remind members of the work program budget committee that we have a meeting immediately after this, so please don't leave. And the corollary of that is that the rest of you, please carry your discussions out somewhere besides. Yeah.
So we can get
Well, there you go.
The Virginia governor has issued a bike month proclamation. The Secretary of Transportation has it now. Love for your communities to recognize the zero vision and complete streets practices that you're doing, the police on bike or whatever you can do to help May's Bike Month.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you for keeping us abreast of those things. Did I cut you off? No. Okay. So, you know what we're ready for.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, so we'll adjourn until our April 23rd meeting. Thank you all so very much.